Once upon a time, there was a little girl. No, that isn't right, you see. This isn't just any time, and this wasn't just any little girl. This story's about me, Emily. It happened a long time ago. Okay, maybe it happened a couple months ago, but we're looking past that. I was only a child. I always had everything I could possibly want, but there was one problem. I was forgotten by absolutely everyone. Mommy and Daddy were always preoccupied with the business of the day. I tried my hardest to be a good little girl, and then I tried to be a not-so-good little girl. The servants complained that I was always underfoot. Even the postman, who often brought letters that made Daddy frown, never brought any letters for me. I had no bedtime stories, only a growing mountain of cold, lifeless toys. I couldn't scare away the creepy crawlers, or admire my drawings, or what I wanted most, and that was to love me back. One night I peeked out of my bedroom window and saw a beautiful star. It twinkled and it glowed so brilliantly that I had wondered if it was a star at all, and not an angel who's up past his bedtime. I remembered a rhyme about such stars and how they can grant wishes, and if anyone had a wish, it was me. I closed my eyes and I wished with all my might. I wished for a friend that could play with me and help me reach tall things and protect me from the creatures in the shadows and never leave me. Stars don't grant wishes to everyone, I remind you, but few children have wished for something so dearly as me. And then I begged, please, please. And at the exact stroke of midnight, or perhaps a few seconds before, depending on the clock, my wish came true. Oh, he was a delightful friend. We drew pictures together and made up stories, and we built pillow forts. I named him Crumpkey because it sounded just right. Crumpkey was a great fun for a while, but after a time it seemed as if there was something missing. He was certainly the best friend that I could have, but only because I wanted him to be. He did everything I asked, but nothing more. He couldn't even love me on his own, and that thought made me sad. Then one day I'd come home from school and found a note upon my door that read,
"Isn't it wonderful, Emily? We're going to have a baby."
I turned to Crumpkey, who, after considering the proper response, chose to frown. No, this wasn't wonderful at all. Not at all. This was the final straw, and I wouldn't stand for it. With my fists at my side and my face scarlet with rage, I opened my mouth and screamed. How dare they replace me with a different child? How dare they love another little girl? I screamed and screamed, and I wouldn't stop screaming. And as I screamed, Crumpkey absorbed my wrath and began to grow. The more I screamed, the bigger and the uglier he became, until he outgrew the house. And with a terrifying roar, Crumpkey carried out the rage I wanted more than ever. Crack went the house and everyone inside it. Crash went the neighborhood whose children never asked to play with me. On Crumpkey stormed, tearing to pieces everyone and everything that ever failed his creator. The ice cream truck that never stopped for me, and the reverend who chuckled at my prayers, even the postman.
Yes.
Aren't you happy?
Aren't you?
We're
Me and
gonna
Mom's
have a
gonna
baby.
have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Wow. A baby sister. Now I finally got my wish.
God, get off me.
You're on me. 3. Bad job, Josie. Bad job.
How about I...
Ready, set, ready, set, go. Failure.